All right, let's talk Green Bay Packers. Exciting time to be a Packers fan, of course, for you Green Bay fans out there. A lot of energy. Training camp has started, and we've got a great news about one new Green Bay Packer making a huge move already in training camp. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, it's an exciting time, of course, for everyone in the NFL, especially Packers fans. This is a young and up-and-coming team that's only getting better. A year early last year, they're going to be even better this year so far based on the reports. And there's one new Packer, like I mentioned in the opening, one rookie who is off to an impressive start. Let's get into the article, then we'll talk about it more in detail. On the other side, there was one big change on the Green Bay Packers depth chart as training camp opened on Monday. After rolling with free agent addition Xavier McKinney and second-year player Anthony Johnson as the starting safeties throughout the offseason practices, the Packers made a change with rookie second-round pick Javon Bullard supplanting Johnson with a number one defense. Bullard bristled when asked if he felt comfortable in the scheme. I ain't going to lie, he said. I don't even like the word comfortable. No disrespect, but I don't really like that word, especially in this profession, because the second you get comfortable, somebody's got your job, and I don't even have a job yet. So that word, it's not even in my vocabulary right now. I'm still chasing my goals. I'm still chasing the goals for this team. So obviously Bullard being named the early starter is a great sign and indication he's a really good player, but I love his mentality on the other side of it. This is, of course, a great sign for the Green Bay Packers, their defense, and this young player as well. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, but first, Packers fans, in the comment section below, we're talking safeties, of course. So give us your favorite Green Bay Packers safety of all time. There's one guy in the 90s who made a lot of big plays who may be at the top of your list, but you can pick one, maybe somebody else. Give us your favorite Green Bay Packers safety of all time and put them in the comment section below. And while you're down there, make sure you check out the description box below for our affiliate link for our recommended reading to get you ready for this upcoming season. Our recommended book is Playmakers by the great Mike Florio over at Pro Football Talk. Highly recommend the book. Obviously, we bought it, we owned it, we read it. It's a great read. Get you ready for the season. A lot of great NFL knowledge in there. And if you're going to buy it, please use our affiliate link again in the description box below. It helps us out, so we'd really appreciate that. But Miles, I'll throw it over to you now. What are your thoughts on this latest Packers news?
Nick, this guy seems phenomenal. I'm really excited about what he's putting on the field. And like you said, I think the most important part is his mentality. There's a lot of guys that can come out here and, think they're the cream of the crop. They're the top dog. They deserve the position. And that is good. And I think that's important to think that you're the best because I think there's a certain edge that you need to have like that in the NFL. But for Bullard to come out, he knows he's a great athlete. He knows he's a good player. But for him to have the mentality of, I will never settle. I am never comfortable. I am always going to keep working because, I feel like, even if he gets the starting job, he's the kind of guy, you look at Bullard, he's the kind of guy that will be like, I'm not comfortable because I'm not the best safety on this team. Then when he becomes the best safety on the team, he's going to say, I'm not comfortable because I'm not the best safety in the NFL. This is a guy who I think is always striving for higher height. I really like his mentality. I think all the skills are there, maybe a little bit to be desired as far as height and things like that go. But I think that this guy, he has all of the skills. He puts all of the plays on tape. He was a big time player down in Georgia. I think he was a defensive MVP for Georgia at one time even. So this guy is going to be incredible, and I love that so early on in training camp, he has already gotten first-team reps. It seems like he's already taken over that starting job. It's not official yet, as he alluded to, but I think this guy, he's going to put in a lot of work. And with this back end, McKinney and Bullard, the veteran who's done a lot of great things, the young rookie who's working his way up and starting to prove himself, I think this Green Bay defense, which was pretty decent last year, I think it's going to be really, really good this year.
Well, yeah, especially when people forget about the Packers defense last year. It wasn't necessarily they were, struggling on the talent department. It was their defensive coordinator and that whole debacle, right? And the fact that you've got a rookie here adding more talent into the pool is obviously a great sign. But look, there's a saying that I really like. If anybody can handle success, let me rephrase that. Anybody can handle adversity, right? anybody, I know it's kind of a cliche, but if you're knocked down, anybody can get back up and keep fighting. It's how you handle success, right? That's what really matters. That's what really shows character. And we see it all the time in sports, right? We see a guy climb up to the top, boxing, golf, football, baseball, basketball, and they start doing dumb stuff, right? They get named the starter and then they start slipping. They start not caring about the playbook, stuff like that. It happens all the time. We've all seen it in professional sports. Frankly, we've all seen it down at the high school at the little league level, right? It's a tale as old as time. Anyone can respond to adversity. If you're beaten down, hey, fight back, especially if you're a competitor, which obviously all these guys are. But how you respond to success, that defines a player, that defines a team. And I tell you what, Bullard's responses right here from being given a successful start to his career as the starting safety going to training camp, to me, that defines this kid. I think he's going to be a special player because someone who has that mentality, like you alluded to, not going to be happy regardless of where he is. Starting reps in safety during training camp, not good enough. Starting during the season, not good enough. Pro Bowls, not good enough. All pros, not good enough, right? Having that constant hungry mentality, that Tom Brady-esque kind of mentality, that is a phenomenal mind space to be in as a rookie, right? This is a guy coming into the fold. We always hear about these rookies. Oh, they're just so excited to be drafted and be there. They can barely contain how happy they are. You got a guy in Bullard here who's like, yeah, this isn't good enough. Like I'm not trying to be comfortable at all. Like that's the last thing I want to be at all. I'm worried I'm going to lose my job tomorrow. I had to go out and earn it and keep competing. That is just a perfect mentality you want from a young player. And you talk about a defensive team that I think was a little underrated in terms of talent. They added a lot of great players in the offseason, McKinney at the top of the list. But I think Bullard has a chance to be kind of a sneaky good addition, not just in terms of talent. And he was really good, like you alluded to, at Georgia, but in terms of a mentality addition to this defense as well. This is a phenomenal sign for this new Packers defense.